Happy Thursday! We are in the month of October and the season is fall and it is the year 2020. We're going to continue with our letter review today by a handwriting sheet. We're going to trace our capital letters. These are all our capital letters. You're going to trace them with your pencil first. Then when you get finished, you may go back and color the leaves if you want to. Yesterday we talked about the letter W. We talked about letter W has a w sound. We looked at some pictures that had the w sound. We had a wagon, a walrus, a watermelon, warriors, and Walt Disney World. Today we're going to look at the letter X. X has the sound of x. It's like two K and S together make the x sound, and that's for X-ray. Xylophone, we have it in axe, fox, six, box, and mix, and we can't see it real good, but that's a T-Rex. Now, X, our letter today is X, and X has X. Okay, you are going to get out your pencil, and you are going to trace the X. Remember, we start at the sky and go to the ground. Start at the sky and go to the ground. When you get finished tracing that, you are going to go and get your crayons, and we are going to color this orange, this X orange. And Miss Morley does not have orange on this little palette that she's given here, so I'm going to have to use red. So make sure you use orange because I don't have orange. Okay? And that's the capital X. The next thing that we have is a picture of a xylophone. A picture of a xylophone. A xylophone is like it's a musical instrument that kind of sounds like a piano. The keys are set up just the same as a piano, and it makes really pretty noise. Miss Morley can play that, by the way. Maybe one day we'll get Mr. Squires to bring one down. We can play it. We can all have a turn playing it next week. After you get finished with that, you're going to get your pencil and you're going to circle all the X's in the next box. This is an X. Is this X? We're not going to circle it because that's a B. We're only looking for X. What letter is this? W. Not going to circle it. C. Not going to circle it. X. Oh, there's an X. We're going to circle that. W. Nope. X. Oh, I see two in a row. We're going to circle all of the X's. Okay. The next thing you're going to do is you're going to get your pencil and you are going to trace the letters from the sky to the ground, sky to the ground, sky to the ground. We're going to try to stay real hard on those lines. Practice real hard staying on the lines. The next one is we're going to trace those lines again, those squiggly lines that help us learn how to hold our pencil. And then the lines. Okay, and then we should get a crayon and color in all of the X's at the bottom. The first letter was a W, so we wouldn't color it. The next one's an X. Color both of those. D, do we color that? No. X, yes. B, no. X, yes. And A. We don't color it as well either. And we're going to move back on to reviewing our shapes. Rectangle, and it is blue. Oval, and it is yellow. Triangle, red. Crescent, purple. Circle, green. Star, it's yellow, it's goldish yellow. And square, blue. And then behind the little picture right there is a pink heart. We're going to focus this today on the crescent shape. And the crescent looks like a moon. It's got a shape just like the moon. And these are some other pictures or some things that have a shape like a crescent. This is the bow. See how the bow, if you pull it back, there's the bow. The bow is crescent. The moon is crescent. And then if we cut an orange a certain way, we would also get a crescent shape. So this shape is called a crescent. Review our numbers. We talked about 6 yesterday. If we were to write a 6, we would start here and we would go all the way around in a hoop-de-hoop, make a 6, and this is how you spell 6. S-I-X. Let's count. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 6. You're going to get out that pencil again and we're going to trace the numbers, and as we trace them, we're going to say the numbers. This number is 1, 8, 12, 7, 14, 2. Now my pencil would work. 6. There's our number that we've been looking for. 3. Say them with me. 1 and 5 gives us 15. 4. 13. 11. 9. 5. And 10. And you may go back and color that tree and those apples when you get finished at the end. All right, we're going to review. We've been focusing on the number 6. We also need to go back and look at number 1. We're just going to trace these. You're going to get your pencil, you're going to trace, and then you're going to write. Same thing with 1. We start at the sky and we go to the ground. Sky to the ground. Trace how to write 1, 0, not 0, O, N, E. Miss Morley can't even think of her letters. She's been out of school so long. O, N, E. And then you're going to go over here and see, remember we call that dotted line is a picket fence. When we're using the lowercase letters stay at the picket fence, remember, unless it's a D or a B. So the O starts at the picket fence, goes all the way to the ground, and comes back up. N, E. O at the picket fence to the grass. N, E. All right, we're going to go over here and we are looking for the number 1, and we're just going to fill in the number 1s every time we see a 1. 1, 1, 1, 1. Okay, the next, it wants us to color 1 apple. So you just color 1. You can color whichever you want to. These are our base 10 blocks. When we know we see 10 of them like that, we have 10. But this, it only wants you to color 1, so we're going to color the very bottom one. Okay, we have the number 1. What number comes before 1? Does anybody know? It's 0. So put a 0 right there, 0. So if we have 0, 1, what comes after 1? 2. 2. So try real hard to write a 2 right there. Okay. Now we're looking, this right here is the number 1. Remember we wrote it up here, O-N-E. So what it wants you to do is it wants you to color in very lightly, highlight, when you see O-N-E. Does that say O-N-E? It does, so we color that in. Does that say O-N-E? Yes. What about this one? Yes, it does. All of those do. Does this say O-N-E? No, that says S-I-X. And here we go again, O-N-E, and then 10. Okay. All right, the next one, these are pennies, and we've looked at pennies just a little bit, but it says color the correct number of pennies for 1 cent. 1 penny equals 1 cent, so we're only going to color 1, just 1. And in this box down here, it says tally, we're going to draw just 1. Right here is a math problem, and if I have 1 apple, and I don't get any more, how many do I have? I still have 1. If I have 1 card and nobody brings me any more, I just have 1. So that means 1 plus 0 is 1 because I only have one card. Nobody brought me any more. 1 plus 0 is 1. All right. And we're still working on Joseph and his coat of many colors. And our Bible verse is that the Lord was with Joseph. And you're going to find out in the story, the video today, that Joseph is treated really bad and he never takes his focus off the Lord. He knows that the Lord loves him and is going to take care of him. So watch the story next.